Hello students, today I am going to explain class 9th 6th chapter, that is My Childhood, written by APJ Abdul Kalam. Actually, this chapter is an extract taken from autobiography of APJ Abdul Kalam, Wings of Fire. This chapter is about his childhood. He became the India's 11th president in 2002. His hard work, sincerity and dedication made him a world-class scientist. In this chapter, he describes his house, family, friends and teachers. It also mentioned how he earned his first wages. During his childhood, he faced religious discrimination but was able to overcome it with the support of some progressive people. The motivation given to him by his father and science teacher to pursue his goals made him a great scientist in the future. So now, first of all, about the author. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam was the 11th President of India. He was born on October 15, 1931 in Rameswaram, Tamil Nadu. He studied physics and aerospace engineering and became a scientist. He served the Defense Research and Development Organization and the India's Space Research Organization for nearly 4 decades. He is known as the Missile Man of India. Kalam was very popular among the children. He often encouraged them with his high-powered philosophy. Besides, he was an excellent writer also. We can read him in details in his autobiography Wings of Fire. Obviously, he was a true nationalist. He died on July 27, 2015 due to cardiac arrest. So now I am going to explain the summary of the chapter in detail. First of all, I am going to explain about the Kalam's family and home, where he was born and how he is brought up and who is his father and mother, like that. APJ Abdul Kalam was born in the town of Rameswaram and his father's name was Jainulabuddin and mother's name was Ashima. Though Kalam's father was not educated or rich, but he was wise and generous. So was his mother, as a kind and generous lady who fed a number of people daily. Kalam had 3 brothers and 1 sister. They lived in their ancestral house in the Mosque Street in Rameswaram. It was a large pakka house. His father believed in simple living and so he avoided all luxuries. However, the house had all things of daily necessities. Now, how Abdul Kalam earned his first wages. Okay, so I am going to explain how he earned his first wages. Abdul Kalam was 8 years old when the Second World War broke out. Suddenly, there was a great demand for tamarind seed. He would collect those seeds and sell them in the market. He got 1 anna, about 6 paisa, for a day collection. It was a good amount in those days. His cousin Shamsuddin distributed papers in Rameswaram. He needed a helping hand and employed Abdul Kalam. Kalam still remembers the pride that he felt on earning his own money for the first time. Now, Hindu-Muslim harmony. Abdul Kalam was greatly influenced by his parents. He learnt honesty and self-discipline from his father and inherited goodness and kindness from his mother. He had 3 close friends in his childhood. They were Ramanand Sastri, Arvindan and Shivprakashan. All these boys belonged to Orthodox Hindu Brahmins family. As children, they never felt any religious differences among themselves. During the annual Sri Sita Rama Kalyanam ceremony, Kalam's family arranged boats for carrying idols of the Lord. At bedtime, his father and grandmother told the children stories from the Ramayana and those of Prophet Muhammad. Further in the chapter, teachers who came into the elementary school and his communal behavior. Once Abdul Kalam was in 5th standard, a new teacher came. Kalam was sitting with his close friends Ramananda Sastri in first row. Now, the new teacher could not tolerate a Muslim boy sitting with a Hindu priest's son. He asked Abdul Kalam to go and sit on the back bench. Both Abdul Kalam and Ramanand Sastri became sad. Later, Sastri's father reprimanded the teacher for his communal behavior. He told him either to mend his ways or leave the island. Finally, the erring teacher realized his mistake and felt sorry for his behavior. His science teacher, really a true reformer. Abdul Kalam's science teacher Subramaniam Iyer was a high caste Brahmin, but he did not believe in social and religious barrier. One day, he invited Abdul Kalam to his home for a meal. Iyer's wife was very conservative. She refused to serve a Muslim boy in her kitchen. But Iyer served Abdul Kalam with his own hands and sat down beside him to eat his meal. After meals, his teacher invited him again for dinner. The next week, when Kalam went to his teacher's house the next week, his wife took him inside her kitchen and served him food with her own hands. Mr. Iyer's goodness had reformed his wife too. Okay, Kalam seeks permission to leave Rameshwaram. After the Second World War was over, India's freedom was certain. Gandhiji urged Indians to build their own country. Kalam took his father's permission to leave Rameshwaram as he wanted to continue his studies at the district headquarters in Ramanathapuram. When Abdul Kalam was to leave to go to Ramanathapuram for further studies, his father allowed him, but his mother did not like it. So his father comforted his wife by quoting Khalil Gibran. He told her that her children are not hers but of life's longing for itself. They came through her and not from her. She could only give her love to them and should not impose her will on them. So that's all about the chapter. I explained the chapter summary in detail so that you can understand the chapter properly. Now read the chapter once again and try to find out answer of the questions from the book.